Good morning, traders. It's your boy, the Trade Daddy. And today is July 29th, right before market open at 9:17. And we are going to get into our watch list for the week ending 8/2. If that wasn't right, it's the week ending this week. Anyways, first up, something different that I'm going to do. I'm going to do crypto, then we're going to jump into the indexes. I don't really like the meme coins. I play them. I'm not a huge fan of them. I like I guess you could call it the big cap cryptos or just the household names. One of those is Bitcoin. Bitcoin recently, from that plunge it had, has now just accelerated back up, looking to test this resistance area after the halvening. I think, I alerted some of the people that do follow me, right down here at the 60K level, we ended up buying, and I told them to take profits in this area. Now, if we get a breakthrough on this area, I think we could see 80K very quickly. So we're watching this red area, this area of resistance to break, or you can get in now and just monitor this uptrend. Okay, we can draw a little trend line. I know some people are like, "Oh, trend lines don't actually work." Well, hate to tell you, but they do. Anyways, so I'm just looking to keep this bullish momentum going up, right? ETH, kind of the same scenario here. This one's a little different. We got the ETF approved. It's not trading as well as I thought it was going to. I mean, I thought we'd be over 4K at this point, and that would give us the momentum to go higher. But I just something that I'm watching. It's formed a nice base. I think it's a good entry point right here. You can probably keep your stop loss at about 2,800. But for me, I want to see this trend line get broken on ETH before I take anything else. Last but not least, Sol, the name that's been hot lately. This has kind of the same setup I just showed you, but it's already broken out. We have this peak back in March of this year where it went up and it's just been trending down, but it's formed that same base that you saw over there on ETH. We got the breakthrough, the retest, the push back up. We got the intermediate break right there on that. If you look at it on the hourly, it came down and retested right there perfectly, and now we're pushing back up. I think this could see $200 before the end of the week. So just something to watch. We're going to go ahead and get right into the Qs. This is the ETF for the NASDAQ. And right here, you can see that it has broken down. All right, it filled this gap that we had right there. I think there's another gap somewhere on this chart. I can't see it. Down here at 434, and we're not getting there yet. But we have lost footing on the 50-day moving average. We see that we are up pre-market. Pre-market, we're up about $3. I could see it maybe coming back to fill this gap up here, but ultimately I would like to see it come back, test 471, and then reject. We do have room down to the 200-day moving average at 431 on the daily, which is ironically that gap area. But it remains to be seen. I mean, lower lows today under 455, I could see it taking the short. And then anything over probably the pre-market highs of like 466, 467, we could see this making a move back up into the gap fill area. Now, going into my stocks that I'm watching for this week, we are looking at Apple is the first one. Apple, it hasn't quite lost the 50-day moving average. I would take Apple short under 211, okay? But I would also entertain it long over 222. It's starting to curl over. You can see the RSI is overbought, and the MACD is starting to curl as well. Has more bearish momentum than it does bullish, but just with Apple, don't fight the bull. We're still technically in a bull market. As much doom and gloom that's out there, and as much as every bear will tell you, it's coming, it is. Timing is key, though. So as of right now, you've got to be water. Go with the market, not against it. Right now, it is pulling back, but we've always seen it. It drops down, has a couple losing weeks, and then it springs back like a rubber band under tension. But who knows? That's why I love this game. So anyways, going back to something that is bleeding is AMD. AMD is just, ever since it broke out over there and I said it was going to hit 185, it went up there, tested it, and has just made a nosedive back down. It lost the 50-day moving average, lost the 200-day moving average, and now we just keep going down. Not quite in the oversold territory on the daily, so I think we still got some room. I got my alerts, let's call it 138, 137.50 to be little on the safe side. So, guys, set your alert there and look to take this name short. If you want to play it long, that's on you. I really don't have a technical analysis or a pivot point there. If anything, I can maybe take it long over 152.50 if that's what you want. But I have no business taking this name long at all. Next up on our list is Amazon. This is kind of struggle with breaking that 200 whole number up top and has fallen. It is currently fallen under the 50-day moving average, come up and rejected it. We're looking for a continuation move under 177 down to the 200-day moving average at 170, 169 area. Mindful, there's also a gap to fill from 165 down to 160. So if you get some momentum to the downside, we can definitely see that gap get filled before any type of recovery move happens. Next up on our list is going to be, we're going to go into the C's here, is going to be Chipotle. Hope I said that right. We have lost the 50-day moving average after the split and also lost the 200. I'm looking for this to continue under 49.50 and continue down to the 43 area, which is the next level of support that I got. You might see it come down here to 47, have a little bit of turbulence, but ultimately I would like to see it come down to the 43.50 level before I, give up on my short position. And this right here is where the split happened. You can see that right after the split happened. Sometimes splits are good, sometimes they're not. And this time we saw that CMG ultimately failed after the split. Next up is going to be Coin. We're looking at this name because of the recent uptrend in the crypto market. And what Coin has done is, let's look at the monthly here. This paints a little bit of a better picture. You can see that, it opened up 450, right, for Coinbase. Came down, but now we're kind of almost like a mini cup and handle, maybe. Going back into the daily, we're not too concerned about that for right now. What we are concerned about is this area of resistance right here that I have at 265, okay? We're bouncing off the 50-day moving average. You could play it too long over 250. Actually, it's at 253 pre-market. I would wait for 265 to be broken. You could definitely run it up to 283. Once 283 is broken, you're looking for another, move to 300. After 300 is broken, you're probably looking for an all-time high play there. So set your alerts on Coin there. Looking at Costco. Costco recently, it's got the moving averages crossing over the 9 over the 21. It hit a high of about almost 900. It tickled the $900 whole number and then got rejected. We are under the 50-day moving average. Looking for a continuation short under, 808 was the last low. I would let this go to 800 and then short it down. Probably looking for a move back down to 750 area. Could see 733. Could come back down the 200-day moving average. Just something to watch, something to have on your list. Another one, after the recent, fallout, we can play this two different ways, okay? CrowdStrike can come up, fill this gap before it ultimately probably gets rejected at 200-day moving average. Or you can look for it to just keep going low and short under 250. RSI is oversold, but that doesn't mean that we're in the neighborhood for a bounce, but it's something to monitor. Okay. Now, moving into something, it's been a lot of doom and gloom on my watch list this week. GE is sitting here just tapping on all-time highs. I got my alert set for 177. Anything over 177, I think GE's got some momentum to go further north. Don't really see any reason to take this name short unless it breaks down under 153, basically. Otherwise, I'm just looking to take this name long. Another name that's on our list of short opportunities is Google. There is a gap back here that opened up, I believe, after earnings back in April. We broke under the 50-day moving average and have just fallen from the recent highs. We're looking to continue to play this name short under 164 and for the gap fill from 162 down to about 158, let's call it. You do have a gap topside that could get filled before we come back down and fill that gap. Just something to watch. If it reclaims the 50-day moving average, that's basically a sign that it's going to continue up bullish and we're going to fill this gap. If we continue under 164, we're going to fill this gap over here. Okay. So they can probably get rid of this one. That gap's pretty much filled. Let me go ahead and delete that while I got you guys on here. Okay. Next up, it's going to be Goldman Sachs, another one that is a name that's at the $500 whole number. We're going to look for a bullish play here. Anything over about 509, I got my alert set for 509. Let's see. Yeah, man, we'll come on. I hate this thing sometimes. I'll adjust that later. But 509.50, that's where I'm putting my alerts to go long on Goldman Sachs. Not really looking to play anything short. Don't really see a good setup there short wise. The next name on my list is going to be, you need to scroll down a little bit, Microsoft. It has given up the 50-day moving average. We're looking for a continuation under 417, and we're looking for the move down to the $400 whole number. Pretty simple analysis right there. Another fan favorite, NVIDIA. NVIDIA has fallen from grace recently, along with some other chip makers. Like we noted, AMD was a short play. Now, if NVIDIA recovers the 117 area, you can look to play this long. This name's been so hot, I'm not against taking this one long. But ultimately, I'm looking for the failure and the retest of the recent low at 106.50. And then we're looking for a move back down to, I would say, the 100 whole number. That's in about this area right here. But you could see it come back down to about $88 and retest the 200-day moving average. Okay. Now, we got two more stocks on our list real quick. One of them is a recent IPO. We're going to go with Reddit here. The reason I like Reddit is IPOs usually are always moving just erratically when they first come out. And this one, you see the erraticness. Came out, hit a high of 75, let's call it 76, right? So we've got some flat top resistance up here that it came back up, retested, and did not break through. Okay. So with that being said, we saw the rejection move. The 50-day moving average, I'm not really too sold on that yet. I guess you could say that it is rejecting it. Right here is what I'm really looking at. It looks like it broke the trend up, retested it, and you can look to take Reddit low below, let's say $60. $60 whole number, short that son of a gun. All right. Next is another one that's been on everyone's radar, Tesla. We have a gap up here. I haven't shaded it in, but from 227 to about 246 area. We are right above the 50-day moving average, and in the pre-market, we're at 225, looking to literally tap the underside of that gap. You can look that if it breaks over 227 to take it long into the gap fill. If not, we are looking for a breakdown here in a retest of the 50-day moving average. And I got my alerts down there set for at 214 for this to take this name short down. It'll be a quick short because we're looking at 205. 205 fails. We're looking at this to come back down and test the 175, 180 area of this recent channel that it broke out. Just something to monitor. The RSI has curled over. If this does go up and fill the gap, it's going to have a lower high on the RSI. So that just means, I mean, you even got the MACD that's curling over too. So I think this is an A+ setup here on Tesla to go short or go long. I think it's definitely a name to watch. That is all that I have today for my watch list. If you guys have any questions or comments, don't forget to drop them below. Also, don't forget to follow along if you like some of these weekly playlists and the things that we're calling out. Let me know your thoughts. And as always, I'll see you guys next Monday or Sunday. Either day I post the playlist, but you will know when I post them. Have a good one. Enjoy your week, and let's be green.